Multiple senior FBI officials, including a former acting director, have been removed from their posts in a single sweep. A group of former FBI, intelligence, diplomatic, and national security officials is calling it a purge, warning that it threatens the Bureau's independence. The administration says it's about restoring impartiality. The question is, what's really happening inside the FBI? The controversy centers on FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, both appointed under President Trump. A group calling itself the Steady State released a public letter accusing Patel and Bongino of targeting agents who were not personally loyal to the president. The letter claims these firings are part of a campaign to dismantle what it calls the FBI's long-standing independence and to turn it into a tool of political loyalty. Among those dismissed, Brian Driscoll, who served as acting FBI director before Patel's confirmation; Walter Giardina, a special agent involved in the investigation of former Trump advisor Peter Navarro; and Steve Jensen, acting director of the Washington Field Office, who played a role in the January 6th investigations. Also removed was Michael Feinberg, whose portfolio included national security work. According to the letter, these officials were told to leave within 24 hours of being notified. In their letter, the Steady State writes, "It is not about reform, it is about control. The aim is to transform the FBI from a respected, constitutionally grounded investigative service into a personal enforcement arm of a political figure." The group compares the move to security crackdowns in other countries where leaders demand personal loyalty from law enforcement. They argue the FBI's independence is a democratic necessity, not just a bureaucratic feature. Neither the FBI, Patel, nor Bongino responded to media requests for comment. But a termination letter from Patel to Giardina, obtained by MSNBC journalist Ken Delanian, states, "You have exercised poor judgment and a lack of impartiality in carrying out duties, leading to the political weaponization of the government." Supporters of the administration point to statements from President Trump earlier this year, where he called the FBI corrupt and said Patel would straighten it out. This dispute follows a February directive requiring thousands of FBI personnel to complete questionnaires about any role in the January 6th Capitol riot investigations. Critics worried the list could be used for retaliation. Later that month, then Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove ordered the Bureau to compile a list of all current and former personnel who worked on January 6th cases. Now, with several of those individuals removed from their positions, the Steady State says the fears of retaliation have been realized. The FBI's independence has been a central feature of its role in American governance. For critics, removing high-level officials with experience in politically sensitive investigations risks weakening that independence. For supporters, these changes are seen as necessary to eliminate bias and restore public trust in the Bureau. The stakes go beyond the careers of a few agents. They touch on how America's top law enforcement agency balances political accountability with impartial justice. Whether this moment will be remembered as a political purge or a necessary reform depends on what happens next. Is this the dismantling of an independent FBI or the cleanup of an agency accused of bias? Subscribe to The Briefing so you'll know the facts as they unfold.